A warm welcome to all our audience and participants to today's webinar. Today's topic we have chosen is for single persons who are ready to retire or on their way to plan their retirement, and how do you ensure that 360 degrees is covered for your golden years. This is the topic for today. Before we begin, I just wanted to highlight the fact that Right Horizons comes up with a series of webinars on different topics and areas in our Right Fin Talk series. So if you have missed out any videos, we request you to go to our YouTube channel. Even I have specifically come up with a lot of webinars specifically for doctors, single women, single parents, and women as such. So all those will be available on our YouTube channel. So let's begin today's session. I'll just take you through the agenda of what we are looking at today. So we are looking at three key things: how to build a solid retirement plan. What are the strategies or what are the ways to look at how do you start planning, start looking at your retirement plan? And what will be the winning strategies in your portfolio which can help you achieve what you desire in your future lifestyle, post-retirement lifestyle? And one such strategy will be steady income source. We all know that somewhere down the line we need to stop working or have a relaxed, much more relaxed working hours, so that there's a steady income which is taking care of our needs beyond 50 or 55 years of age. But what are the true and what are the instruments or ways? How do we do that differently is something that we are going to look at today. And finally, we'll have the Q&A session. We are open to take your questions in any, if any. So if you, in between, if you have your questions, we request you to please keep them or post it in our Q&A, and we'll take them at the end. All right. To set the context, okay, let's begin our today's session with the poll question. Sanjay, request you to put the poll question out there. So what is it that motivated you to join this session today? So it's a multiple choice question. You can opt for two or more options there. Nice. Thank you for your responses. Nice to see. So today's session is going to be more interactive. So I request all of you to actively participate in the polls and questions we are bringing you up today. So yeah, so we see a mixed combination here actually. So there are some single persons, single parents, and people have joined for knowledge to see if there is something different. So let us see how we can help. Is it done, Sanjay? I think everybody has participated. Yeah. So let's continue. Yeah. So that's about, that sets the agenda as well. So why we are here today, right? So let's begin by this webinar is specifically for single parents, single persons, because it's a little different when we are dealing with a single person's financial planning. We have clients as well with whom we are dealing. There are a lot of specific angles and challenges, or you can see some different aspects of it, which we thought we'll put it out there so it can help people who are sailing in the same boat. So let's look at the definition of single today, right? The single the people single people concept has evolved and changed a lot during the last few years and in the recent times. Earlier, it used to be like a taboo, or the society used to look at single persons or single parents differently, and it was not a very acceptable thing in the society. It was because it was out of the norm, right? So but now it has changed. The times have changed and we have come a far way. So let's start with the first definition of single person, which I like the most. I just took a few examples here. It is a very broad aspect, and it differs from person to person. However, single it's no, I'm not, I'm just in a relationship with freedom, it says, right? So it talks about, not being, people are choosing to be single and not getting married or not getting into a relationship because they like their independence, they love their independence, they don't want to share it or compromise any aspect of it, for anybody or in a relationship, because relationship of course it comes with a lot of challenges and sacrifices or um, uh, compromises as such, right? So they people are not ready, so they are just happy being alone and like do what they like and things like that. So being single is not a problem these days, which is not seen like a problem which needs to be solved. Rather, it is seen as an opportunity to create one's own happiness. So there are different definitions by and large. So it is mainly the focus is shifting from we to us. Sorry, we to myself or I, right? So it is more on working on myself, by myself, and for myself, like one of these definitions say. So here I've put the picture of Mr. Vikas Khanna, who is, everybody must know about him, right? Might be knowing about him. He is a master chef of India who resides in the US, who is settled there. He is world famous. So recently I was watching a comedy show of Kapil Sharma where he was there, right? So Kapil, in his own humorous way, asks Vikas Khanna. So, what is it? You are so famous, you cook, and you're good looking, and why didn't you get married? So he started in one line saying that being a chef is my passion, and being a chef, is a very demanding job. Somewhere he was trying to pinpoint the fact that he's very passionate about his skill, his art, his profession. He's very, very passionate. He wants to dedicate his life, towards being a chef. He wants to give it 110%. So somewhere he feels it will be an injustice to the partner or the dependents if he gets into a committed relationship where he is not able to commit the time, right? So he has chosen to be single and focus on being a chef, which he enjoys and loves the most. So that is one example. So people are slowly, choosing. I mean, it's fine. It's okay, kind of a thing. So we have one of our clients who is also a single person. He is around 44, 45 years of age. He is an entrepreneur. He has started a lot of startups during his journey. He has invested, made money. He has established some companies and things like that. And that is what he loves doing. He is an entrepreneur. He's very creative. He likes to put ideas to execute ideas and bring them to life and see how how the market reacts and how he can create a job opportunity for people. That is a way he looks at giving back to the society. Basically he is trying to find contentment and satisfaction in what he does every day through his profession. He is a consultant, basically like a startup consultant. He's a startup investor also. So like that. So slowly the definition of a single, the purpose of being single, the purpose of life is changing. So what we are trying to look at here is people have moved from just going by the norm to focusing on yourself, focusing on happiness, focusing on your self contentment. Correct. So that is one part of it. The other part of it is single parents, right? Single parents could be single because of various reasons. It could be a separation, a divorce, a death of a partner. There are a number of reasons, right? So whatever the reasons, they want to make sure that life is beautiful. If they have children, the children are their universe. They want to give the best to their child. Their life revolves around their child, right? So they look forward to a lot of things. Every day is different, and they tend to make every day interesting. So difficult roads lead to beautiful destinations. So every day they're trying to bring in an aspect of let's do this better. So we have single parents also for okay. So now when we talk about single parents, now why is it challenging or why is it important for them to plan their finances appropriately? The one reason is from a double income or a or whatever could be the reason, there is nobody to share any aspect of finances, or it is all single handedly handled, right? That is one reason. So everything needs to be managed with by one person. So every day they wear different hats for self, for the family, for the children, for the dependents, and that becomes a challenging and time constraint is there. So then they'll have to look at ways to do it in a smarter way, which involves lesser time, but even then all the major aspects are being taken. So that is how, financial planning or retirement planning for single parents is a little different. It is different for single people and single parents. For both of the singles that we are talking about today. So what is one common aspect is planning for longevity. So we'll take a look at that. How do we deal with that, and what are the things like that? What we mean here is having a retirement corpus. Yes, that is one which is common to everybody, whether single or not, right? So then there comes a question of what after a certain period of time uh, where I'm not able to take care of myself. In such situation, what should I, what should be the approach, and how do I take care of that right now when I'm good to take care of it, right? So we'll look at all these things. Now, what has the statistics have to say about, the stats in the country? So we are seeing that in India as well, the population of single men and women is increasing, more so of women also. So I got the stats more of women than a mix of it. But yes, what I understand by this statistics is that there are many households which are being run by single women. So why it is important to focus on women taking charge of their finances, getting involved in financials is divorce has become very common. Divorce or separation has become very common these days, right? And because of the known fact that children are mostly, usually, if younger children are there, they tend to live with the mother. So then the mother is handling a lot of it most of the times, and then if there are dependent parents also, then there is added responsibility there which needs to be taken care systematically, along with taking care of the person as well. So over the years, this the population and the numbers have increased, right? So then there is a need for education, guidance, how to deal with all these hassles of managing your finances becomes very important. Whatever be the situation, single by choice or by situation or circumstances, we are all in pursuit of happiness, correct? So some see, if we are not happy, we will not be able to take care of our child happily, right? We cannot ensure a child's happiness also, or our dependents, whoever it is, right? Being ourselves happy is very important. Happiness is a broad term, okay, which describes the experience of positive emotions such as joy, contentment, and satisfaction. So, like I was explaining in the first slide, it is more of, finding the purpose of life and working towards it, and seeing that, things are taken care in a peaceful manner, and you are able to manage everything happily. Things should not look like a burden, right? You're taking care of, you should be able to take care of it smoothly in a peaceful manner. So now let's see what determines happiness, right? So there is a 50-40-10 rule. So 50%, it says that it depends on genetics or our DNA, the family backgrounds that we are coming from, right? How we are being brought up, our nature as such, what we inherit from our parents. So all these determine our happiness quotient, or how we perceive things or look at things which give us happiness. So that takes 50% of it. Another 10%, only 10% of our happiness is determined by the circumstances. Remember that, okay? The circumstances don't influence or determine happiness quotient to a larger extent. It is only about 10%. Rest 40% is intentional activities. Look at that percentage, okay? 40% depends on intentional activities. Now, what does that mean? Intentional activities means the personal effort that we are doing, okay, to make sure that we are happy. What is giving us happiness, right? So whatever we do, we take steps intentionally every day, bit by bit, working towards the goal of finding the purpose, finding contentment and satisfaction. End of the day, when we hit the bed, we need to feel happy and satisfied for the day, right? So that is driving. That is 40% of the thing is determines the happiness quotient there, right? So now that is more of an emotional thing. Now, lot of us say that money cannot buy happiness. Of course, it cannot buy happiness, but financial peace can ensure you are happy and peaceful, so that you are able to take care the other juggles of your life. I'm sure most of you agree with this, right? So being financially happy is also what do you say? Which goes hand in hand simultaneously, right? It's a complementary thing which cannot be uh, overlooked upon, or which cannot be ignored, right? If you're financially unhappy, or if there is a stress, financial stress, the focus shifts on arranging the monetary things rather than making yourself happy or being content or satisfied. Those things will take a backseat, right? So let's have a question here, a poll question. On a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel, right now about your financial health? So what do you think about your financial health? How good or bad it is? Yeah, nice to see your contributions. Thank you very much. So please participate, everyone. It's just a matter of tech. It doesn't matter what you think. Just put it out there and we'll see how to go about it. Wow, we have somebody who says 10 on 10. Very good. Wonderful. Lovely to see that. 8, 9, 7. Good. Awesome. So basically, see, we have mixed numbers. Okay. You can share the poll results, Sanjay. So life is never perfect. We can never be perfect in everything that we do. It's not about perfection. It's about ensuring that what can be done in a maximum way to ensure, financial happiness, financial peace. What is the best way to do it? Right? So it's all about that. So what are the tips to achieve your financial independence? Now, before more going to financial independence, there are three stages, let me tell you. So first one is the financial security, second is your financial freedom, financial independence, and then comes your financial freedom. So financial security may you are securing, you're managing your risks, you're ensuring that all the risk elements are taken care, and you are in a safe place um, to manage your finances. Next comes your financial independence. Financial independence is where you have a little bit scope and window to do something out of the comfort zone. Like, you can take a chance and look at pursuing your passion, a little bit of it, let's say on a weekend or something like that. You can take a little chance of, changing your job. That is all. That also comes with the financial security, correct? So those things. That's the stage of financial independence. Then comes your financial freedom stage, where you have an option whether to keep working for the sake of it or not. The income becomes it's okay to have lesser income kind of a situation, where all your goals, all your risk management is taken care, your loans, debt is taken care, your goals, whatever it would be, right? Your retirement planning, your children's education planning, your dependents, father, mothers, you have taken care of all those aspects which are important to you. Now you started looking at, what aspirations do I have, how much time and money I can dedicate to it, how can that be pursued on a large scale, and ultimately as kids grow and as we move grow in our age as well, right? So it becomes more of ourselves alone, right? So kids grow up, they go for higher education, and they are not there in your life to that extent. So then it becomes only you. Then at that point of time, what is it that I can do and how best I can do? It's more of that. So let's keep looking at, these are the 10 common or steps that we can adopt to take care of our financial freedom, how to achieve financial freedom. So first is, if people who have started towards this might already be aware of it, but people who are new to starting financial planning, retirement planning, and things like that, the first assessment that you should be doing is your income and expense analysis. So how much is your income and how much is your expense and how much are you saving? So there is a 50-30-20 rule where we all should know that 50% of your income will go for your fixed expenses like your day-to-day needs, living needs, living costs, with EMIs, of course, if you have any home loan or education loan or things like that. So 50% of it can be set aside for your living expenses. Next 30%, 25 to 30% should go in savings. And after the savings, whatever remains will go towards your lifestyle, your aspirations, and other things that come into the picture. So if all of us follow this 50-30-20 rule, what is it? It is save first and then spend. Now, spending for the, I'm not talking about the spending for the fixed things. I'm talking about spending for the other things which are discretionary in nature. So save first and then spend on it, right? Defining your financial goals is very, very important. How much do I need for my retirement? How much my child will need after 10 years when he or she is going to enter the college? Coaching के लिए कितना लगेगा? Admission tuitions के लिए कितना लगेगा? Whether what field they might choose, we don't know. But as parents, we have to ensure that there is something set aside for them so that at least 50-60% of it is taken care through our savings. Rest 30-40 can be arranged through education loan, right? Or if 100% is able to manage with our savings, that is wonderful. For post graduation or higher studies, they are capable enough to take care of it on their own through scholarships, or partly working partly and taking care of their education loan and things like that. So what I'm trying to say is, defining your financial goal is very important. It should be realistic, it should be time bound, you should take care of your inflation elements here. For living costs, the inflation is not much. For example, if we are planning for retirement, the inflation you can take is about, on the worst case side, 6 to 7%. But education inflation, and when you're looking at having a medical corpus as such, so for that the inflation is a bit higher. You can take about 9 to 10% there. So you have to consider, inflation elements, and then arrive at extrapolating your current imagination of your costs to your future requirements, right? Then it's always good to have a budget of monthly, how much I need to set aside for my savings, what kind of investments I have to do, right? Having a budget and sticking to a budget is very important. Staying out of debt and using limited credit card is very important. Limited or no credit card is also fine, but limiting the use of personal loans and unnecessary loans which are not adding value to you in terms of assets and for yourself as well. So just staying away from these spontaneous cash and loan kind of a debt will avoid you from getting into a debt trap where you will see that you are saving most of the things for your future, and also enjoying your current lifestyle, right? So you have to roll down on your debt. Then you have to, like I said, differentiate between investment and expenses. So invest first or save first and then spend, right? So now, if whatever you do, your focus should be to drive you towards having a peace of mind at the end of the day. You should have peace of mind with your finances. Okay. There should be a life insurance to protect your loved ones in case something happens to the breadwinner of the family. There should be health insurance, which needs to get taken care. Health insurance, just having just a health insurance is not enough, right? So you should also look at, if there is a family history, how do I have critical illness cover? If you are traveling every day, it's good to have a accidental insurance, disability insurance, or something like that. So ensure that you are able to enjoy the quality of life, the best quality of life, and with peace of mind. So there are different aspects of it. So everything needs to be taken care. It all depends on what you decide today, which is making sure that you're happy in the future. Happiness is equal to your basic financial peace. So if your basic financials are in peace, are at a good level, definitely you can focus on other things which can give you happiness, right? So now let's slowly start discussing specifically on retirement. So there's a poll question there. What is retirement according to you? Sanjay, can we run the poll, please? Yeah. So when you think of your own retirement, how do you picturize it? So what do you think? What do you imagine about your retirement years? Great. So I think this is a multiple choice question. So it's not just one aspect of retirement that we think about, it's so many of it, right? So we want to don't want to work, we want to relax, we want to give back to the society, we want to spend time with our family, we want to ensure our goals are met. Passion is one. I'm passionate about painting, driving, mountaineering, cycling. I want to do something of that sort, philanthropy, writing a book or something, right? Wonderful. Thank you all for the response. So yes. So, by definition, what retirement means is we all know we want to take us, seat back and stop working and relax and enjoy, right? We want to exit the workforce. The another thing is having a alternative source of income. That is when we can relax because that source of income or that bucket is there to take care of our needs, expenses at that point of time. By 65 was the retirement age, as a standard definition in India. But these days, people are choosing to retire much earlier, 45, 50. It depends. It's very subjective. So people are not going by the standard norms of 60, 65 these days. So the last paragraph says the term retirement and financial independence are frequently used alternately. So I already explained the three stages: financial security, financial independence, and freedom, right? It is all used interchangeably. So with your responses also, see, it's very clear that somewhere down the line, we want to pursue our passion, and that comes only when other things are taken care, correct? So yes, that is what retirement is to all. Now, since we have an audience of men and women both, so is retirement planning different for men and women? What do you think? Can we have the poll question, Sanjay? Yeah, it's a yes or no, basically. Please provide your answers. There are a good number of people who feel it's no. Great, great, great. Yeah, times have changed actually, but yeah, let me discuss that. Yes. Uh, Sometimes it might not be the same. Sometimes it might be, most of the times it is same. So these days times are changing, right? So let me give an example of our Indian cricket team. So with that example, I can take the discussion forward. So Indian women's cricket team, basically, right? So recently they also started getting the pay as per the men's cricket team. So if you have watched the movie of Mitali Raj, right? So Shabash Mitu is the movie's name. So there they have shown how there was a gender bias in the earlier days, and it has continued till recent past also. Slowly, slowly the things are changing. So those are the same things like inequality in pay, inequality in opportunities, and the situations men and women deal are all different, like family situations and things like that. And women, moreover, they want to stay away from finances, right? So there's somebody, father, brother, or husband or spouse, partner, they tend to pass it on to them, the headache. They don't want to get involved. But slowly times are changing. Women are getting more involved in finances. We see a lot of women investors with us also who take charge single handedly, right? But still there is a statistics. Okay, why? Because see, naturally, generally in a women's life there are a lot of breaks that we take. Women as such, we take some breaks. So we start working at the same age as men do. But when it comes to pay, somewhere in some professions, we see that, women are paid lesser than men. That is one. Even if there is the growth rate is same, and the percentage of investment that both men and women do might be same, because of the awareness and because of the want to do it and things like that. Things can all be same up to a certain age, around 30, 35. So women take break to bring up their family, to raise children, or whatever reasons it could be. So there will be a break. But in a man's life, not much we see of this, right? So it continues as long as he is fit to do that. Let's say up to 60 years of retirement. After the break, again, the compensation comes down a little bit because of the gap again, right? So whatever the situations, women tend to have a lesser corpus created for them by the time they are 60, which will last them about lesser years than than men. So what we are trying to put here is, so women should try and focus more on pushing a lot into savings, having the right kind of investments in their portfolio. If they are unable to do it on their own, please take help, right? So there are a lot of financial advisors, financial planners, professionals who can help you with, right? You can go in for a second opinion kind of a thing. Take help, take charge, and try and see that you are calculating your own retirement expenses for you independently, and thinking of having that kind of a lifestyle, and start working towards it, right? So times have changed. The financial planning, the advisors, the quality of advisors that we have today, how it was 15, 20 years ago, it has changed a lot because of the SEBI rules and regulations. So there has been a lot of effort put in to protect the interests of the advisors, and we have a lot of flexible options, right, for both men and women, right? So more so we want to promote women to take charge of their finances. So now coming back to the concept of single persons and single parents, according to you, what are your financial challenges? What is it that you find difficult in managing your finances? This is the last poll of the day. Please provide your inputs there, your options. Great. So we have most responses to the first option, that is, I don't understand some of the investments or instruments. That is one of my challenge. I don't think I have enough money to save, right? The third is I cannot take risk, and I don't have many assets or investments, right? So these are some of your challenges which everyone has in common, right? And more so with single persons as such, right? So before we start looking at challenges, you should debunk your myths. So when you think of retirement planning, people say, I'm too young to start. Retirement is long, it's still very far off. Why should I start planning for it now? So that's a myth. You should come out of that myth first thing. Then sometimes we say inheritance. I know that I am going to inherit something, so that will take care of my retirement. So that is again a myth. We don't know. You need to calculate. You need to understand what is it that you're going to inherit, whether it is a uh, you know uh, land property, or whether it is in cash. What exactly is it that you're inheriting, and how will it help you, or what is your idea? What will you be doing with it, and what might change during inheriting those things, and a lot of things. That's a totally different concept we have to deal with there, right? The another myth is too late to save for retirement. Sometimes people just give up. They realize that yeah, I need so much for retirement, I'm not done enough and things like that. But then they also feel that, or it's already too late. Whatever is there, let me manage with that. That's also a myth. It's never too late. Late jo ho gaya so ho gaya, you can start right now to streamline, to adjust your finances, to do those modifications and rebalancings in your portfolio, which can still help you achieve your desired results. Right? I don't have enough money to invest. We had this in the poll question, and some of you have, you know, opted for that. So that's again a myth. It has nothing to do with, the baggage of money one has. It all starts with a disciplined approach, using the different tools and techniques to manage your risk and your retirement incomes. Okay. It can start with small, and it can go up to a big thing, right? So post retirement expenses will be significantly less. Sometimes people feel that retirement kitna rahega, it'll just be for myself. I need very little for it. But there, you'll be totally, if you think of that, you'll be totally ignoring the fact of increasing medical expenses. Because you're old and not able to take care of yourself, you'll have to have a support system, support staff to take care of your day-to-day activities. There are so many things, right, which can come into the picture at later point of time. So post-retirement expenses can grow, okay, if things are not managed systematically. So these are all your myths. You should come out of it and start, planning for retirement. Why you should plan retirement is, one is the rising cost of healthcare, to maintain your same standard of living, to beat the inflation, and to enjoy your post retirement life peacefully. That is the main. So, your plan should be such that any contingencies, any foreseen, unforeseen things are taken care. There is a bucket for that, there is an arrangement for that. If it is not used, it is of course there for you to enjoy, right? But if there is a need like that, you always have something without having to depend on anybody for that matter, to take care of you at your in your golden years. So what are the steps in retirement planning, right? So you have to make a bucket list of your, retirement goals. This is something interesting. You can just take a look at that. Make a bucket list of your retirement goals and aspirations. So if you're not able to pursue your hobbies or aspirations right now, so maybe people can think, once I retire, I'll start doing it. So what is it that you want to do? Write it down, put a timeline, put a number to it, right? Assign a cost to the things that are on your bucket list. Figure out where you currently are, what is your current financial situation, and how you can move about making those changes and alterations. And think about the sacrifices you are prepared to make now and in the future. What could be the likely sacrifices currently and in the future? Consult your trusted advisor, right? Become a habitual saver. So saving should be like a ongoing thing. It should come like a good habit that we have, like how we have discipline. We get up at a certain time, we exercise. So saving should be similar to that. So these are again the same things that I just mentioned. Choosing the right retirement age is also very important. Okay, cutting down on unnecessary expenses, I was saying, right? The 50-30-20 rule. So those are the things you have to consider. Now, what should be the approach to retirement planning as a single person? So preservation and risk management. So whatever capital you have accumulated so far, you need to preserve that, because that's the only thing you have in your hand which can take care of you in your golden years. Insurance. Now, there are single persons who don't have dependents. They are single by choice, and for them, term insurance or life insurance is of no use. Don't go for it. But it is very important to have your health insurance, and that too a very comprehensive health insurance, which can ensure that it provides you the support required during your golden years when you are not able to take care of your own. So having a comprehensive insurance is very important for single people. Investments and savings also, like I said, you should assess your risk tolerance level, and see what products you can have now and how it has to shift or change as you grow older. Your equity exposure has to reduce as you grow older, and then shift and invest where, that also you should have a knowledge about, right? So accumulation strategies, how you can accumulate on your corpus. uh, if you're a single parent, how you can ensure that your child's education is taken care. What are the products you should have for the child's education? Is loan an option? If loan is taken, will I be able to repay it in the future? What are my cash flows? How are my cash flows looking till my retirement age and post my retirement age? So these are some of the strategies and calculations which a financial advisor or a financial planner can help you with. Even though if it is a cost right now, but it all it's worth the spending time and understanding these things to have your things in place is very important, right? Retirement income planning strategies. So, see, for men and women, the lifespan differs. So, women tend to live longer than men. So, longevity planning is very important for both men and women, for that matter. So, because of the medical advancements and better standard of living, the healthy lifestyle that people are adopting, we all tend to live a bit longer. The lifespan is increasing. So, what if I tend to live beyond 85 years? So your corpus should be prepared to have that. Wealth transfer and legacy planning also needs to be in place. Like, if it is a single person, then how do I transfer my assets? What should I be doing? Right. So in all of this, there is one approach, which I would like to highlight and bring to. I'll give you two scenarios of the life examples that we have. One of my colleagues, a brother, has settled in US, I think. He has two kids, and recently he lost his spouse about 2 3 years ago. So he's managing the kids. So there, what what he has done is he has gotten into a community. He has become a part of a community because initially he was finding it very difficult to manage kids, home, taking care of all the things around the house and everything, right? So slowly somebody suggested him, and he has gotten into a community of similar situation peoples who are single parents, right? So this community helps each other out in times of need. They are they're each other's support systems. So whenever so what happens is, so slowly he has started taking interest towards pursuing his passion. So for that he wants to dedicate a specific time, like, once in a quarter he wants to spend time specifically for himself, some 4 to 5 days trip away from the family and kids at that point of time, or whether he's traveling back to India to meet relatives, or whatever it is, right? So the community is taking care of the kids and see that everything is in place for him. So it's very important to have arrangements like this. This is one example, right? So in another example, there is, we have a client who is a single person. So she is very passionate about riding bikes and cycling and mountaineering and things like that. So she is worried about what will happen to me in my old age. She's very wealthy. She's in a CXO kind of a role, and she's earning quite well. And she's very informed and very disciplined in with her finances. And we are managing her portfolio, right? So, so she has this insecurity of what will happen during my old age, because I don't have anybody to fall back on. And even I don't want to depend on anybody. So what she has started doing is slowly she has started forming a community or a group which is looking to start building an old age home. Like, they are the people who are going to be there ultimately when they grow old. They are spending their most of the time to to build this kind of a setup for old people who are just to spend time there in their golden years, just to see how differently people can live their time, how they can spend their time and things like that. So these are ways in which single parents can look at things differently and start looking at ways which can help them start connecting with people, like-minded people, networking. It's all very important. Socializing is very important, when you're in that zone and when you're starting to retire, right? So these are some of the examples we thought we will share with you. So one aspect of ensuring your financial peace of mind is passive income. So what can be your passive income strategies? Now, how to build your passive income? So what happens is there are people who get involved in doing pursuing their aspirations or hobbies, and that is giving them income. What do you say? A part-time kind of a thing. But there's one of my friend who is very good at crochet and artwork. and she works for a IT company. She is a single mother. So she does all this crochet and artwork and everything over the weekends, and she gets good orders for it, and she does it like a hobby. So she says crochet helps her de-stress the whole week stress and burdened life, that helps her relax and de-stress. So she does that over the weekend, and she sells them and earns some income. So that is a side hustle for her. So like that, there are many people who get involved in a lot of activities over the weekends or in their free time, which is taking care of their hobbies and aspirations as well, and also having a giving them a additional stream of income. So this what will happen is this will help you invest more. This will help you save more, because this additional income, कुछ additional पैसे आ रहे हैं, तो you can invest and build, help your money grow, multiply even faster. So that you have to put it in instruments, the right kind of instruments, which can give you passive incomes over a period of time. So what is the use of having a passive income? It reduces your financial stress. You can think of taking a back seat much earlier rather than 60 or 65. You will have the flexibility to work, right? Whether I should do a full time work or whether I should do something part time which keeps me busy. Like these days, it's everything is online. So online, you have so many jobs that you can take up. So can I have that flexibility? How do I pursue my passion? End of it, satisfaction, peace of mind, having the freedom is the bottom line. So how can you ensure that all these aspects are taken care along with passive incomes? So now I thought I'll just put a few ideas of passive income. So which do not need your monetary investments. What are those? So these days we have a lot of blogging, vlogging, content writing. We have social influencers these days. So travel blogs are there. So people travel around the world. They create a blog of these specific places and things like that. So that can be one source of income. Create and sell worksheets, PPT templates online. If you're a tech savvy person, there are so many things you can do related to technology. Create your content on YouTube, and you can be a social media influencer. Online courses you can create and put it out there for people to buy it. You can create an app if you're a tech savvy person. If you're good at photography, paintings, printables, right, you can put it out there. That can be a passive income source for you. What are the other things with monetary investments? We know all of these, right? So we can invest in some good dividend paying stocks which keep paying dividends from time to time. Bonds and FDs, these are currently attractive, but these were not so attractive earlier because of the recent rate hikes and everything. These can be a source of having a passive income. Create a mutual fund corpus and use SWP, that is a systematic withdrawal plan, which will ensure tax efficient ways of withdrawing your corpus. If that accumulating a good 3 to 5 crores as a corpus just for your retirement withdrawal, create a mutual fund corpus for that and start using systematic withdrawal plans. So that can be one option, right? Guaranteed income plans. I'll come to this at the last. Then real estate and rental income. So now real estate and rent income, and you can also get into a limited liability partnership or anything like that, which is not too demanding on your needs, on your involvement, but somewhere you're getting a passive income. So all of these incomes, yeah, they are taxable in one or the other way. One very interesting instrument is this guaranteed income plans. These are the insurance linked investment plans. I'll briefly tell you how it works. You decide to pay premium for a specified period of time. They have flexible options like 5 years, 7 years, or 10 years. Then you get an option to choose whether you want to take the incomes right away, or you want to defer it by 1 or 2 years. So the option is yours. And then you'll start getting incomes from these plans for a period of 20 years, 25 years, 30 years. And some providers also give you option to have income till 40 years of your age. So what is the beauty of these products is these were tax-free products till now. So whatever incomes you're getting out of this, whatever insurance maturity amount, at maturity, you'll get back all the premiums that you have paid. There is a return of premium also at the end of it. After 25 years of income, you'll get back whatever you have paid in terms of premium. So everything is tax-free. Now, recently, after the budget announcement, right, in February, so there is a rule that after 1st April 2023, if your insurance premiums exceed 5 lakhs in a year, the incomes or benefits that you get out of such policies will all be taxable. So, if you're planning to have guaranteed such a guaranteed income plans as a tax-free, risk-free, and tension-free income source at your retirement age, this is the best time. Before 31st March, you can think of having one or two such investments. Of course, the commitment is greater because then you'll have to decide what is the income you want after 10 years. If it is 50,000 per month, then it becomes 6 lakhs a year income that you are looking at. And similar investment should be right now, like 6 lakhs a year, you have to invest for the next 10 years. So then you'll be able to get that kind of an income later. If you are looking at a 1 lakh per month income, then your investment should be around 12 lakhs per year starting now for the next 10 years. So like that, it differs. So these are the instruments. Because there is a deadline, you can think of it, to have. You might have been approached by your bank people or your relatives with these kind of products, but they are a good product to consider, worth taking a look, right? So, do you need a financial planner or a financial advisor? If you ask me, I would say it. See, as long as you're able to manage your finances on your own, financials, your investments, as long as you are able to do it on your own, please do it on your own. There's no harm in it. These days, there are a lot of sources available, educative, informative sources where you can take your decisions on your own. As long as you feel that you are able to handle them, it's fine. Please handle them on your own. There's nothing wrong. When you feel that it's becoming slightly complicated, when you feel that there's a need for a professional to handle your money, your investments, and things like that, it makes sense to hire a good financial planner or financial manager for your finances. So what will happen is he or she will be an expert professional who are not looking at your finances emotionally. They detach the emotions part of it. They'll be able to give you unbiased, view or approach regarding what you should be doing. So here I'll give an example of ESOPs. Let's say, okay, what is this unbiased approach? A lot of us are getting ESOPs from our corporates, big corporates. If you're employed with corporates, so over the years you have accumulated in your ESOPs, and they've grown up to a big chunk of your portfolio, right? Then, when it comes to realigning or rebalancing your portfolio, if you're overweight on your ESOPs, it's always a good idea to keep selling the profit part of it, keep booking profits in your ESOPs and reinvesting in the other avenues. ESOPs, because you have a better view of your company, you always feel that it's anyway going to increase in the future. I will not get this kind of a return anywhere else. But you're not looking the other side of it, right? It's a concentration risk. You're concentrating all your assets in one basket, or most of your assets in one basket, which is a major risk. Slowly, you'll have to deviate and start diversifying your portfolio, start booking the profits and reinvesting and realigning, and look at it in a holistic way, right? So those kind of approaches a financial planner or an advisor can bring to you. He or she will ask you questions which you have never thought about, and that will make you look at your scenario differently. Okay, there will be a disciplined approach because they have years of experience and they have dealt with different types of clients, different types of financial situations, and they also have access to different financial other professionals or parties who can make things seamless for your complications, financial complications if you have, right? So these are the deciding factors whether you should go for a financial planner or not. So they follow a disciplined approach. They definitely bring a discipline into your finances, and you will find that down the years, even if you're spending, it is worth it, and it is helping you achieve your desired results, right? So we are towards the end of our session. So we'll move to the Q&A now. But before that, I'll just have a brief view of what we do in Right Horizons. We are, as a group, we have services of family office services, which is a customized solutions to families of net worth of more than 25 crores. We have wealth management wing. We do portfolio management services, NRI services, financial planning and advisory, and corporate advisory. In one sentence, if I have to say, we are an end-to-end service provider, solutions provider with wealth management. So that is what we are, and that is what we do. Thank you all for your patience and attending today's session. Now we are open to questions, and this is my contact number and my email ID. If you have any queries, if you want to reach out anytime, please feel free. So yeah, so let's take some questions. Yeah, just give me a minute. Yeah, what about the guaranteed payout schemes with the fixed assured amount for long-term insurance? Yes, I have just explained that. Madhu, yeah, this question is by Madhu. I've just explained that, Madhu, but like I said, these are guaranteed and fixed income products, no matter what happens in the market, right? Whether the market is up, market is down, interest rates are going up, going down, it doesn't matter. Whatever bond you have entered today, that will be honored for your retirement income, and all the incomes will be tax free if you are going to buy this within 31st of March. That is, within 31st of March, this instrument should have been issued to you after all the documentation and processes. Can we lock in such plans as going forward future India will also become less interest yields? Yes, you're right. You're absolutely right. As India is soon going to be into one of the developed economies, you will see that all the developed economies in the world have very less inflation rate, and lesser inflation also means lesser fixed rate of return, right? So going forward, we will not have these kind of returns. It will hardly be around 2%, 3% kind of a thing. So it is good to lock in at the current rates that we have, right? 6.5%. Some bonds are also giving up to 8%, but guaranteed tax-free thing, if we want to see, these guaranteed plans are the best. They are giving about close to 7% kind of a return, which is tax free entirely. It can be a good means, especially for single parents and single people, right? It is securing you 360 degrees. You can, if you're able to do the maximum contribution here for the next 10 years by hook or crook, you are, you can ensure 100% of your income coming from this product, right? So that's about the guaranteed income plan. Tarun is saying, ma'am, can you please elaborate on education inflation, health inflation, and lifestyle inflation? Yeah, Tarun, see, every city in India has different inflation rate per se, but in India, on an average, education inflation is about 10%. So why? Because the courses are becoming very comprehensive these days. If you observe, for example, I have two kids, right? My daughter is in 7th grade. So when I look at the syllabus that she has, it's much advanced than what we used to have. That is just at a schooling level. Now imagine at graduation and post graduation level. Recently, the commerce background, commerce graduation, they have introduced so many MBA related concepts into the BCom course itself. And they have a different option for MCom now and MBA. They have, if you are going for a specialization, that's a different thing. So what I'm saying is, because the education system, the education curriculum is becoming very advanced and what do you say, very broad to keep up with the global competition, right? The course fees are also going up in that level. Okay, so that is in India. When you talk about abroad courses, if you're planning to send your child to abroad, then abroad education inflation is not much. It's about 2%, about 2%. But then if we look at the currency exchange rates, currency depreciation and things like that, the living costs, everything, it is good to work with a 4% or a 5% inflation if you're looking at abroad education. Health inflation, yeah, medical costs because of the medical advancements, the hospitals are providing end-to-end solutions. If you enter a hospital with some complications, major complication, life-threatening and things like that, they want to ensure that patients are protected, whatever the case may be, everything is available in-house, right? So then they are giving a lot of facilities also, the costs are also going up. Doctors are much more specialized than what they used to be, in the earlier times. They also spend a lot of money and time and effort. It's a continuous learning process because of the technology advancement and things like that. So all these health related costs are also going up, right? So that is a health inflation. To protect your health costs, the best is to go for a comprehensive health insurance. You have different combinations for individual, for family, with children, without children, and things like that. So it's good to have a comprehensive one. Lifestyle inflation, it depends what kind of lifestyle are you, looking at. So there also it is better to work with a higher inflation. So yeah, is it okay to lock in such huge corpus of principal for so long as it is illiquid? Yeah, so it is illiquid for up to 10 years or 12 years, as per your choice of the tenure. But then you'll start getting incomes out of it. So it is fixed. Like I said, it is away from market related. There's no risk attached to it. So with your eyes shut, whatever the situation, you will get the incomes out of it. You don't have to worry anything about it. So there's a question from Daljit. What is the basis and how do we calculate our retirement amount? Is there any formula? So in simple, Daljit, in a basic Excel, what many people do is, imagine that you're going to retire today. So what are your likely expenses if you're retiring today? I'm not sure whether it's a single person or a spouse or anything. So just think of it as today's expense. Include all your medical costs, your support staff costs, your building maintenance costs. See, in future there can be water issues also, right, in cities like Bangalore especially. So these costs will go up. So make sure you are involving everything in a comprehensive way and inflate it by 6 or 7% year on year till your retirement age, and that will be like your expense on the year you retire. Now that you will need for the next 25, 30 years or 40 years, whatever the case may be. Okay. So you'll have to use the present value formula. So there's a ready calculator in retirement calculator that I have already made because I had conducted another session for retirement. Maybe I can share that with all of you if that helps. You can calculate it accordingly. You can just have to input your requirements and it will extrapolate and show you the retirement corpus you should be having, right? So there's a question from Karnam Prabhakar, I think. Yeah. So I have 7 years of service remaining. Can I use balanced advantage fund to create retirement corpus? Yes, definitely. Yeah. So 7 years is still a long period of time, and giving the current market situation, it looks very promising for over the next 10 years. So what you can do is, if you're a moderate risk person, if you're not able to take risk with your money, then going 100% into balanced advantage fund is fine. Otherwise, you can have 20-30% allocation to mid caps and large caps as well. So that will also help your money grow at a faster rate. So that also can be done. I have one question from Mandeep, Mr. Mandeep. Um, since bond market has opened for all retail investors, would you advise we buy bonds available at around 8% and treat them like FDs? As in, no selling in secondary market, but simply use the coupon rate for interest income. Of course, you should do that. Like I said, currently the rates are very attractive, right? But one thing you should also consider that this will be taxable. But net, bonds, good quality bonds are giving a YTM, that is yield to maturity of about close to about 8%. So that is a good idea if you're looking at allocating a portion to fixed income kind of a thing. It's a good idea, but it is taxable. So if you have any corpus which you can set aside, you can definitely go for it because the rates are attractive. You can, block those rates by entering into a bond right now. So you can do that. That's definitely okay. So those are the main questions we had. Let me look at some of them in the Q&A. Yeah. Shiva Patak is asking what age should we start to save for retirement? Shiva, there is no defined age. To start saving for retirement. Like I was saying, the earlier it is, the better. So if you start saving for your retirement with your first paycheck, that is the best anybody can do. Setting aside, starting with the first paycheck, with the first job. Okay. But if you have delayed or if you have not done it, then also fine. The sooner the better. Immediately. The answer is start immediately. Okay. Is insurance required to be invested in? See, when we talk about insurance, it is not investment we are talking about. Okay. What is insurance? The concept of insurance is to replace your income. Let's say you have dependents today, whether it's your child, whether it's your father, mother. Okay. Your dependents. So if something happens to you, there should be an alternative source of income which can take care of their needs, right? So you are taking an insurance to protect your loved ones. So the money will go to them. You are paying the premium for it. But if something happens to you, the family will get the corpus so that they can take care of their needs in the future. Yeah, Vinita More is asking, please share the calculation or formula for calculating retirement corpus. Definitely, sure, of course, we will do that. After this session, I think next week we will share the recording of this session also, and I will reach out to you in person to take your queries offline, and also I'll be sharing the retirement corpus calculator over the email, right? So those were the questions. Any other questions we have? Yeah, I think Sanjay, I think I have answered most of them. So it's okay if even if you have more questions, please feel free to reach out. I had already shared my number. Let me just share it once again on the screen. So that's my number. You can WhatsApp me and let me know who you are and if you want to have a one-to-one session. And that's my email ID. You can write an email to me as well with your query, and I'll respond to that.